Victoria's famed Golden City, Ballarat, a part of the national network of ABC television. Victoria's famed Golden City, Ballarat, a part of the national network of ABC television.
Hello everyone. So let's get going. It's quite stormy outside. There has been some rain and lightning and thunder, but not enough to break anything. So, well, break the weather. So it's going to still be extremely dry. The sun is out at this point. I'm just logging into the laptop. So I've got to do that. Everything was set up. There we go. Now I can switch cameras when need be. When this gets going. Yep. So, after yesterday's little debacle with the Revox, I've got two of them. One is not in very good condition, and then I've also got the one I bought brand new back in 40 years ago odd. And so this one has blown a couple of motor run caps or across the line caps or whatever it was. I don't remember, but it stank the house out twice, and we couldn't get rid of the smell for weeks and weeks and weeks. So this is, I don't know whether this is the offending board, but this seems to be one of the output boards. There seems to be 3 in a row in this particular machine. The other machine is slightly different, and so I've just looked up these caps here, and they're 125 at what's the voltage on them? 16 volts or something. Yeah, 16 volts, and so they definitely do not make 125 microfarad caps anymore. So DigiKey and Mauser recommend you change them for 100 microfarad, and there's a Cornell W Illinois capacitor mob who in America who make 100s at 50, and they're exactly the same size. So I'm going to order those in the morning with a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm going to start to order the transistors for the Luxman L100 amp, which I've been meaning to do for about 5 years. So finally getting around to that, and it's disassembled and it's sitting on near the windowsill in the sun at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I've got these are 220 at 25 volts, and there's a shield which sits about that far away from it. So I was thinking of putting these ones in, but they are not going to fit. So I'll have to order these axial ones. But today we can, on this board at least, replace these 47 at 25s and these, which are these ones. Very pretty colour. I haven't seen this colour before. They're Nichicons. They're 125 rated, so they're pretty good caps. Okay, let's turn the soldering iron on and we'll see how we go. But I might get the turntable. So, what was that warning? Is that the storm warning which is gone? Well, the storm hasn't gone. I can hear thunder just then. But I generally check this during the summer months because there's quite a lot of bushland around here. And where's the... You can't see. Where's it gone? Is it on Vic Emergency? Where have I put it? Oh, there it is. Yep. So let's have a look. Warnings 1, incidents 1. Moderate fire danger, incidents 2. And we've got the map, but it doesn't tell us here. Let's go to that one. Bushfire in Kelly's Lane, in Sulky, which I don't know where it is. That I've heard of. It's come up on here, Sulky, a couple of times over the years, but I haven't. Don't know where it is actually. Yeah, I'll have to go there one day. It's probably just a one house little hamlet. And 12 minutes ago, thunderstorm warning, as if we didn't already know. So, yeah. Okay. Back to this. And, yeah. Right, what was I doing? Getting the turntable, wasn't I? So we'll just put this over here and I'll get that. So yeah, it's interesting. I pulled this out yesterday and it's developed all of this white stuff all over it. And I don't know quite what that is. So I'm going to have to clean that off. Okay. Actually, may not. Oh, I'll keep that there anyway for the moment. I'm just thinking that I'll do this as well. Yeah, that's going to, the little desoldering gun I've just turned on is going to take a while to warm up. Yeah, these are Franco capacitors and they might have been good when they were new, otherwise Revox wouldn't have used them. But my experience is that they are rubbish, like Hunt's caps. Yeah, and some of the you know, like those grey no-name brands or those funny brand names. Like I had a radio the other day with Empire capacitors in them. So I'm not sure what this MAS is. Wonder if that's just the brand of the board they used. And this is a custom board. On the back it's got, yeah, it's got a Studer on the back. And that was the professional version of this, the B77. It had balanced line in and out, so 4 of the Canon type plugs instead of the RCAs. That's the only difference between the Studer and the Revox versions of that machine. So is this warmed up yet? I should have turned this on before we started. No, it's still warming up. Oh, there goes the light. I still haven't got a tip for this. None of the like Mauser or DigiKey sell the Heiko stuff anymore. They use the photos, but they don't use the. I'm just looking at where it is. Is that going to be it there? No. So, is that it? So we'll try this one. No, typical, not it. Okay. So we'll just have to. So those two might be. No. Be this one, and so it's at a diagonal or slight diagonal, might be straight. Up and down. So it's the one in from that resistor. So that should be it. Let's try the other one. And these are not, yeah, that's it. And why isn't this one coming out? It is it. Right, so we'll just get the solder off of this one. Sorry, I know I'm off camera. I'll do that in a moment. There we go. So, yeah, okay. So the positive is this end. Where's my black marker? Not there. So I just have to use the red one. And yeah, so I'll bring you back a bit to overall view. It's the wrong way. And what's the other camera doing? Is that right? So I'll bring this in a bit. Oh, I was on the other camera anyway. Okay, so, okay, what was this, a 47 at 16? Yep. So these are 47 at 35. Doesn't matter if you go up in voltage to, I mean, this is just not going to stress the capacitor all that much. this in. So much easier when the boards are out. Where is that? Might notice I've cleaned up a little bit on here. Slowly getting there. Come on. Go down. Why doesn't it want to? I'll have to use a bit of flux on this. Here we go. And the cutters are super expensive there as well. They start at about $50 or something. So I'll go and get another set of these if I remember next time I'm down there. These are from Electronics, and they're very good. I can probably get them on Amazon, or in fact, I looked on AliExpress and they didn't have anything like that. So these are slightly bigger than the originals. They're a lot more voltage tolerant. I'm going to have to put some solder on that, I think. I mean, this was done perhaps, actually, yeah, getting on for 40 years ago now. It's a testament to the quality of it that it's lasted so well. Okay. That's the problem with these things. They've got cords on them which tangle up in things. Okay. So we'll get this out. Oh, that's hot. And geez, that's hot. And it's out. Yeah, got the hole there. Oh, ow, ow. Right. And I think that was, well, I didn't really check, did I? Bugger. Okay. So we'll put this, I think it was this way. Okay, so that's a 100, and this is a, that's a 220. Did you put the right thing in? Yep. Almost put a 220 in there. That wouldn't have been good. Okay. How did we go from 7 people down to nobody in about 1 second? These would have all been hand done. Oh no, that's all right. Okay. So I'll put this one back in. And I think that's right. Okay, I'll put this back in and get the next board. In you go. You know you want to. There we go. Yep. So we can do those. This is another board with horrible Franco caps on it. And again, it's got Studer written on it there. So let's just check these caps. I've no doubt I'll be surprised if they're anywhere near their value. Now, I still haven't got this fixed properly. The solder just went straight up the wire, so that is rock solid at that end. So I can't put the this is fiddly. Right. So let's have a gander at this. Actually, it's not too bad. 47 is the value, and this is a 50. It's 50.2, but the ESR is high. Yeah, we'll do another one. And these should be okay because they're not under any stress. They're only audio. It's only an audio board. Okay. Yeah. So that is actually a little bit under. But the ESR, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Anyway, we'll do the other two on this board. So they're both facing positive that way. Yeah, these, I'm not sure what these are. Minus 3 volts? What's that all about? So turn these around. There. So that's 1600 picofarad. And yeah, that's very unusual. Or not picofarad, microfarad I should say. It hasn't got a voltage on it. Minus 3V minus. Whatever that's supposed to be. Yeah, I'll have to see about that. Don't know whether you can read that or not. Is that it? I can see the writing on the screen, but oh, there we go. So yeah. So let's do these two up here. It's going to be fairly quick and simple. This isn't clearing the solder out cleanly. It is actually doing what it's supposed to. That didn't sound very good. Yeah, that was blocked then. Yeah, that'll do. It's also actually these are 22 at 40 volts. What a strange value. 22 at 40. Yeah, these metric sizes, some of them are a little bit odd. Okay, let's see if we've got anything. 22 at 50, 35. We do have 22 at 50, but they're tiny. Okay. Now this board, we've got a couple of adjustments on here, and it's designed to balance the channels up. So that one. That's that one. In fact, we'll test these first to make sure they are 22s. Generally, they put the capacitance at the top and then the voltage below it. And 24. Actually, this one's not too bad either. And that's well within tolerance. This one is 25. Yeah. Interesting, they're not too bad. I mean, I haven't really used this machine all that much in the scheme of things, but yeah. So, and it was that way, wasn't it? Yep. We're going to put these out. Let's check that these are actually 22 at 50, Nichicons, 105 degrees centigrade. And we'll put a dog's leg in this one. Should. And take this one out and put a dog's leg in it. Good. Oh, we've pulled the trace off of this one. Be so careful with these old boards. No, missed it again. What's going on, Andrew? There we go. Right. It took far longer than expected. Good. Sounds like the storm is gone. Even though we just got the warning. There's a bit slack of them. Right. Okay. Uh-oh, that didn't sound good. Let's do this again. Yeah, it's better. Pop this back in and get the next one along. And then we'll be done. Well, I'm just putting these in loosely so I can write down fact. No, I'll do that after. This one has got wires attached to it. No. Okay, 100 at 25. Right. I'm beginning to worry that a chip has gone or something. So there's lots of chips on these boards. As you can see, there's 3 on this board. And again, there's adjustments for the output, balancing up the bias, etc. Yeah. So they are opposite. Mark up. Get the pen down in there. I can't. And let's mark it up there. Bit of a rumble of thunder there. 100. Is that this one? No. These were... Oh yeah, these are 100s. And that's 125. It should be these two. Yeah. this. It's very stiff wire. Okay. Just doing one at a time here. Right. And that's almost the length of the originals. Get the cutters in there. Yep. Okay. And straighten that up a bit, make it look a bit neater. Swiss made. So it'll be those two. Ooh, what was all that black stuff that came off it? Looks like I've broken something there. How can I? So yeah, it's just, oh no, maybe it's just in here. So it is actually got some stuff. No, don't know what that is. I don't know whether you can see that or not. This is just fallen off of the board, and it's got a little fork thing. You probably won't be able to see that. Just see that, and it's got a little nipple on it or something. So you can see that. It's probably just that little bit too small. Yeah, it's tiny. Okay. It's definitely attached to something down under around this capacitor. Okay. Gonna have to order some more of these 100s. Going through them at the rate of knots. And bend these back how they should be, or I know they should be, but right. This is really rumbling outside. It doesn't sound very close. Okay. Right. Well, that's that done. And what's this one? 40 volts. Wish they would put the... Yeah, I'll have a look at that afterwards. Okay. Oh, I see. Ah, those little things are stoppers for the adjustment pots. Well, that isn't going to be very easy to put back in. In fact, I don't even know that I need them. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to clean those because they're pretty dirty. Okay. Pop this back down here. Just so long as they're in the right order. Now we'll have a look at what these two are doing, and then in the morning I'll order the remaining caps because they're all axial ones. And come on, this is extremely awkward like this. Okay, so this should be what, 100? Yeah, 100 at 25. And 124. So, yeah, that's a bit off. And we'll do the other one. Yeah, that's more than the 20%. Okay. $110, is it? 110, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to replace them all anyway. And that one's only 10%, so I just don't trust these Franco caps. Had too many of them being really, really bad. Okay. So let's put these aside. And we'll bring in the Astor. In fact, I'll better eat these. They were giving away boxes of them at the station. They don't often give things away at Ballarat station, but yeah. And they're dated the 28th of the 1st, so they are out of date. Yeah. So I've still got about 10 left of them or something. I thought, yeah. Straight in the rubbish bin. Can't be recycled. So a plastic cap, the neck, and this plastic foil. Such a waste. Anyway, it is what it is. Now, what was going to do next? The Astor, that's right. I'll go and get that. It's just out here. Now, I've had a little bit of success with the cabinet. Don't know if you remember from last week, but it's all warped. It is actually cleaned up reasonably well. I gave it a real, gave it a really good scrub, and it's still a little bit warped, but I can't do that in here. It's just not good to be heating plastics up. So this is a 0.1. May as well start with the easy ones. So that's a 0.1, and this is a 0.006, so 0047. So a 0.1 and a 0047. Where are we? Come on. Come out. You know you want to, but not with 25 others. Right. So first up is our 0.1. Our gun can go off for the time being. We might get to the Panasonic again, and we'll bring this up to 380. And we'll start. Now that's going to be, so, yep. And here we go. Here's my pliers. Ooh. Right. Such a dry throat, even though it's 90% humidity or something. Now, should I? No, I'll just get another bit of stuff for that. I did have a bit up here. Yes. There we go. Yeah. There's a 0.05 down in here. So I'm going to replace that one at the same time. In fact, they're all connected to each other. Yeah. So where does this one go? This one looks particularly hard to get to, because the end of it is down in there, right inside. Wrong way. Yeah, so right down in there. Okay, if they say so. This is a bit of a layer cake, this one. And the other one down there goes up. God. Excuse my French. Yeah, that's going to be really hard. So we'll take that one off first. Might just snip that one. So that one is disconnected. Leave this. There. So yeah, 047 for that one, and okay, 047 for that one, and then 047 for that one. So we need five of them. 3 of those. They're all 0.05s. Okay. Now, I'm not being particularly precious with this radio. So we'll just use the club's capacitors rather than Carl's one. Yeah, where'd that go? Is that already forgotten where it went? It went up there, didn't it? Oh, shouldn't have done that. Doesn't matter. So let's do this one down here first and work our way up. Yeah, move this resistor down here. This is going to be difficult. Okay, and there's not enough to make a hook and loop on it. Might be on that one. So we'll just bring this out. And make that a hook. Into there. These are apparently the same brand, the black and the ones the club gets, which is yellow. But Carl seems to have the monopoly on the black ones. Which I much prefer. this. I'll have to move this around. Yeah, that wire we'll ignore. Just won't disturb it. And we'll squeeze these together as much as possible. And we'll put some solder on it. Watching our drink very carefully. Thick solder, I think. Thick. We've got some really thick solder. Yep. And this one is going to be hard. Where does that go to? Oh, up to there. Okay. Right. So we'll snip this off here. Yep. In fact, we should have done that a bit lower, but doesn't matter. And oh, actually, it doesn't connect up there. It connects somewhere along here. In fact, it connects up to this one. Can we get this insulation off? No. Oh, yep, there it goes. So we will bring this out. No, we won't. We'll make that insulation quite a bit shorter. Is it going to short on something there? Yeah. In fact, I'll just have to get in there somehow or another and snip this off. There we go. And I think it was this one, wasn't it? Yep. And we'll put some insulation on that. Okay. Don't have much of this left, but be sufficient for this job. And we'll make this quite long. And hopefully that will go up to there. So we'll chop this bit off here. Make it a bit easier to get in. Thread this up through here. Don't know. I doubt you can hear the rumbling in the background, but it's just not close. And we're going to get up here. And right. So that should theoretically go into that. If we can melt this solder on here, we'll just put a bit of extra on it. So it's pretty tight. A lot of things going into this thing. And it's really wrapped around. No. That is just going to have to go on top. That is actually connected, but not very well. Okay. Now, so we had one here, and that went. And where did that go? That's the problem with doing multiple caps at the same time. So, oh, that one was down here, wasn't it? Or was it? And or did it go across there? How many caps have I taken off? 2. Okay. So this one went across to here as well. That's right, it was already. So now we'll check this resistor here. So that looks pretty. How's your father? Okay, we're back in one moment. I'm just going to get the multimeter. I've been using that on the car. I did bring it up here. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Folks are done where I come from. Right. So is that? Yeah, that's got things connected to it too. But we'll just check that it's not open. Yeah, that's a. 33 meg. No? Can't be 33. 13 meg. And falling. At least it's. Oh, might be open. We'll do it. In fact, I'll snip that one off. That's all that's across it. So still 12, 13, yeah. Still 12.5 meg. What's this one? Yeah, it's 4.7K. That's more reasonable. Although it looks like blue black. What's blue? Yeah. Seems a bit high to me, but might not be. Right. Let's put this one in. So that is that. Might be able to get away with putting into the hole with a bit of luck. Yeah, solder. Stop spitting. There's too many wrappings around this. Find a hole in there. In fact, we can take that off. Okay, that should give us a bit more room. Come on, where's the hole? Yeah, it's got so many wire wrappings on it. Can't get the see where that's supposed to be, but don't touch that. It'll stink the place out. It's got so many. In fact, what I might have to do, because there's another capacitor down there which goes into this, so we'll heat it up and that's oh, that's soft. That wax on that. Yeah, that one's out the way, and we'll see if we can. This is a bit of a nightmare, this radio, to do all this. That's that one. We've got, it's horrible. It's going to really fry that. Oh, there we go. That, what has she done? Snip this bit off of here. Make sure we can go down. Ooh, that another bit of it fell off. And we've got this. What is happening here? Oh, there we go. Get a little bit clear of it. Come on. When's she coming out? Where's the pliers? Where did I just put the pliers? Oh, there we go. And that is, yeah. So that's 3 wraps of wire there. No wonder I can't get anything into it. Okay, so that is that. In fact, I'm going to replace that if I've got a value, the value of it. So we'll just actually completely desolder it. Another bit of wire, another wrapping on it, and that looks reasonably clear now. People ask me why things take so long. Problems like this out a bit, and it will come up. Don't particularly want to break fact. Come on. In fact, I'm going to snip that off there. So that isn't going to make much difference to the length of it. Right. Now we can clean this out. Right, that's completely cleared out at long last. Okay. Right. What was I going to do? This. Measure this. Let's see if I've got a replacement for it. It's going to stay up there. If I'm careful. Yeah, 12 meg. That can't be right. Yeah, okay. Let's have a look, see what I've got. I've got a 10 meg. Let's have a look at the code on that. Oh yeah. So blue, black, brown is 10 meg. Or brown, black, blue, I should say. And this is gold, so that probably, yeah, it's got a stripe on the end of it, but it's, and it is brown, so it's a 10 meg. We'll replace it anyway. Now that's going to be way too short. Okay, we'll deal with that when we get to it. In fact, if I do pigtail on here, and now I should have taken a photo of this, shouldn't I? So I can work out where all these caps go. That was dumb. Folks are dumb where I come from. And so we'll see if this is long enough now. No, okay. Now, I don't like doing this bit. Get all the sticky stuff off with the tape. Try another one. Let's see if we can make it longer. Long enough to go, yeah, just, that's going to short on that. I think if we, you'll have to be very careful on that. So we'll put that there, yeah, that's okay. This one is in. Put that on there. So This is spitting. Stop spitting at me. Right. Okay. Now, what was connected in there? This 0.5. So we went into the 0.5. And this 0.5. And that's not a 0.5, is it? It's 0.1. We need one of these. That one there. That, and we can do this with this one, and put this one in. Good. Now we can solder that into place. Good. Right. And this will need some insulation on it. Oh, that's still hot. That's a bit louder outside, isn't it? This one can go over the top of that. So I'm definitely not clearing that lot out. And what was that? That may not have gone on there. I'm going to have to look back on the photographs, aren't I? Or the video. Yeah. Okay, we'll continue on with this end. Now, this one is going to go up through there. So that will be okay. And they don't have anything on them. Shut this one off here. Yeah. There you go. Yep. Bend this up slightly, and we'll leave a lot of slack on this one. Not that much though. Just going to touch something down below. It's that one. You've got to be so careful you don't short anything here. And one goes there. This is the small 0047. And I shouldn't have done, oh no, it's got a space on there. So, move this out. Here. And move this as much as possible over there. Already bent that round. There's space there. It's 0.1. There was a 0.1 over here, wasn't there? And I hope I've got these. I hope I mix these up. 473. Now, where did I put that other? I should have done. What's that? 473. And that will be right, that one. I'm sure I got the 0047 before. Oh, here it is. Come on. How did it get tangled up in the aerial? So we'll put this one up through here. Alright, it's like sewing, isn't it? Now, is that going too short? Yes. So I think this might have to go over the top. So we've got plenty of space. It's quite a small, thin cap. And this one can go here. And bring this around. Plug it in there, yep. Bring this around. We'll snip it off. The right thing to snip off. Yeah. And we'll do that fall too. We'll worry about that in a minute. Oh, there's those little things from the Revox. Shouldn't lose those. Where do I snip that off to? There we go. Okay. Good. I'll solder that in. Good. And over this side. And right. Okay. It's gone very quiet outside. And it did rain before, but I don't know whether. Okay. Advice for thunderstorm in your watch area. Okay, and it's finished. Of course, that is going to stink, isn't it? Can I thread this through somewhere? This feels like it, yep. So I'll do a blob of solder on top of there, and that'll do for this part of it. Good. Now, ignoring the fact that we haven't put that in there, so it's got to go down inside there, I think, hasn't it? Yeah, I'll have to look at the video or last week's video and work out what I've done there. Should have done one end of it at least, shouldn't I? I can't see anywhere where it goes. Although it could have gone up here somewhere, couldn't it? Alright, we'll do these two over here. No, we'll do these two first. And another one down there, which probably might have a lot of voltage on it. Right, so we're going to have to move this down here and see where this goes. It's going down to that one. Yep. Geez, I hate it when they wrap the wire or the things out of the capacitors around 25 times. Just unnecessary, although I mean that looks like it's been replaced there. That looks too modern for this radio. A little diode. Okay. So what value is this? A 0.1. Okay. So this is a 0.1. Okay, another 0.1. Okay. Right. Now, where does this go to? Right up in there. Okay. So bend that out the way. And that has been... oh, okay. That just goes to ground. So, I'll see if I can chop this off. Yeah, it goes to ground on a valve. This diode here. Got a few diodes in it, this radio. So bring that down as close as we can to there. And actually doesn't go to ground, goes onto there. Just looks like it was very, very close. I don't know whether you can see that or not, but it's down in here. There's a valve socket there, and yeah, it looked like it went to there, but it doesn't. So we'll just hook it onto there. Do it this way, out of the way. I'm not spending huge amounts of time doing this super neatly. So I'll bring this up through here. I have to chop that off, I think. Okay, I'll keep that one. That's quite a nice thick thing. Use that eventually. Got my jar of thick capacitor leads. Come on, stay there. I'll bend you over. That's better. Right. That will do nicely. And it's fallen off, hasn't it? Great. So that was only just tacked onto there. Geez, some of these things are well and truly soldered in with multiple turns, and then there's things like that which are just tacked on. What's going on here? Yeah, is that going to be long enough? If I should really have it the other way around, the short lead. But as long as it doesn't howl like a wolf. Isn't there a Duran Duran song or someone horrible like that? Howling like the wolf. Do this. That one's fallen off too. That wasn't soldered in properly. How am I going to do this? So, sounds like the storm has disappeared. And geez, there's a ton of solder on this. I can't get it through the hole. Not doing the valve much good. Right, let's see if I can bend this out a bit better. Oh, that's still hot. Right. Just can't quite get my fingers in there. It's got ton wire on it too. Straighten that up. Let's be straightened out a bit. This isn't going to work. Don't think. Come on, in you go. Not onto that one. Move that out the way. Okay, got rid of the solder. Huge solder blob that was there. This has probably been worked on before, this area. And in you go. Yes, finally. Let that cool off a bit. And has this soldered itself to something else? No. So that in fact will that isn't even soldered at the other end. Oh, that's right, we noticed that last week, didn't we? Yeah. So let's what are we going to do here? Can we attach this to this? It must have been put in here for a reason. It's not going to work. Come on, pull it. Just pull it out, Andrew. I may as well pull this, get all this solder off of here. And that's gone down into the tuning gang, which is exactly what I didn't want it to do. Hopefully that cooled off rapidly enough to not stick. So let's have a look at this. Made such a mess of this radio, haven't they? Okay, it's going to be hooked over that. And the solder melts on it. Yeah, okay. So tiny amount of solder on this one. Come on, stay down there. Okay. Right. That should work. It's actually a bit long, bugger. All right. I'll have to pin this down this way. That should be good. And to pull this one out. And we're going to do that. Again, just snip this off, I think. And then we can hook and loop it onto here. Don't know why this has got insulation on it. It's nowhere near anything else. Right. This off. Come off, you silly thing. Don't break on me like that. There we go. Now, so if my head is in the way, so look at this great big blob of solder that was in there. And it's on the floor now. Okay, now we have to somehow snip that off, maybe. Really long. Good. And we will loop this across like so, and is it going to go in there, or have we wasted 5 minutes? Ooh, just about. If we can turn this around. That is awfully close over there. Right. And down and through. Excellent. And we'll fix this up. Not the prettiest, but it'll have to do. Yeah. Right. Side. Ow, ow, ow. That hurt. Yeah. That is soldered in and it's not going anywhere. Now, can I do the other end of it? That resistor. So put some flux on that. Whoa. No, that's not going to take, is it? Really don't think those rivet holes are putting components through. No. See why it was loose. Just see if that. Well, it's much better than it was. This big lump of solder fell out of somewhere. Hopefully. Yeah. Doesn't seem like that lump fell into the tuning game. Right. Now this. .02. May as well finish this off. I'll work out what to do with that after or in the morning. .22. just going to do a hook on here, if possible. Should we get the wire through there? So there's about 5 million. Well, there's a capacitor, not a capacitor, a resistor, this diode here, and this resistor. So two resistors, the diode, and this capacitor. So we'll bring this up here. Might do that. I'll chop this off before solder it so it doesn't fall down into the tuning gang. We do have a coil there, so I need to be very careful. If we can hold that down there. In fact, bring this up to 450. And so we've got a good chance for melting. More solder on there. And should be going down into it. Yeah, there it goes, and done. Right. Move that over there. And that looks all right there. So let's chop this end off. And I can see where that blob of solder went. How am I going to get that out? Putting a hole in the speaker. Bugger. Okay. And it's out. Good. And we'll just have to solder that up, don't we? Good. Easy peasy. Right. Severe thunderstorm warning again. We know. Okay. Now the fun begins. How do we do these? shoot. I can't even see where that goes to. That one goes up to, no. I'm going to have to look on the schematic, yeah. So this one, the lower one, goes to there, and that goes to there, and I don't know where the other end of it goes. So I'm going to chop this off halfway, maybe, and we'll do it down here. So, and where does this go to? Okay, now that is impossible to get in there, so I have to move this up here and hope we haven't broken the wire. And is it just an earth? That's just an earth on there. That's just an earth. We can move it over there maybe. No, we can't move that. That is going to that coil there. Okay. At least I think it is. No, it's not. Let's measure it. Right, so we'll put this over here on the earth somewhere. No, not an earth. Okay, that one. Yep. So that's an earth, but that capacitor is not earthed at that end. Now, what are they? 0.05s again. Yeah, they love 0.05s in these radios, don't they? That is very short, that one. And where is that going to? It's going to the aerial. So these are capacitors for the aerial. How did they sell? Well, it must have taken this frame probably wasn't on it when they assembled this. So we'll do our hook and loop again. Yeah. We really don't need much on this one. So bend this around a couple of times. And we'll chop it there. So this goes up through there, and so we can pinch that together. This up a bit more. Get that up through there, not quite. There we go. So we can pinch that Yep, there we go. And let's hope everything else doesn't fall off. Okay. Yeah, we know there's a storm. Don't need to be told every 30 seconds. Yep, that's good. That's better. And make this as short as possible. Everybody must be keeping their dogs inside. This is the first time I've heard a dog. Come on, do this. There we go. Total mess. We'll bend this over the top again. I want these leads to be as short as possible, having the aerial on them. Okay. Right, so we'll do that. That's good. Not great, but it's good. Yeah. Where the hell? Oh, that's right. That goes up to there. Goes to the other end of that. We might be able to reposition that capacitor because they're quite small. I don't know how much shielding and all that sort of stuff. If we snip this here and out the way for a moment. It can be quite critical where capacitor leads go. We might better do that. Right. So what I might be able to do is put the capacitor across there. Yeah. Right, so maybe like that, or yeah, might try putting it through that. It's not going to, only one wire through there. This capacitor. Do this fairly quickly so the other one doesn't fall off. That's probably wrapped around 25 times. In fact, I think it is, yeah. Come on, up you come. Where's the... There we go. Come on. Right, that'll do. Spin that over the top of there. Snip it off. It's still warm too. Yeah. So we'll do that and right. Okay. Now we'll solder this in place and just about done for this today. And as I said, I'll work out what I've done wrong with the other bit. Can we bend this back down there and push this right back for the time being. Make that a bit shorter. And poke this through this hole here. And wrap that around there. That's nice and neat. And let's just hope that this radio doesn't howl like a wolf. Okay. Right. So in the morning I'll do an order for those caps for the Revox, and we'll work out what has happened here. That should be around a little bit more. So that's good there. And yeah, so I'll have to look on the schematic and work out what is going on here and make sure I put the right values in here. Think I have, but when you take multiple things off at once, yeah. In fact, does that go up to, no. I'll have to look anyway. Okay. Thanks for watching and staying to the end. If you've done that, I watch Radio Cruncher Graham's just in the background, so if you want to do that, you're welcome to, and get my hours up. They're creeping up again after all that time off last year, but thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for liking. Don't forget to watch the Johnny Young thing which I did yesterday. That's a really interesting master tape. I'm sure Johnny Young, if he's out there listening, will want that back, that tape, but he's welcome to it if, well, it's not mine to give to him, is it? It's Mark's. But I'm sure Mark would donate it to him if he really, really wanted it for his big collection. So, yeah. Okay. Thanks again, and I'm ending the stream now. I'll just go over and turn it off, and it's bucketing down with rain again, so that is good. We certainly need the rain. It's as dry as bone out there. Okay, speak to you soon.